welcome back. We are on episode 6 of Let's Play How To. In the last episode we started going over enchanting. We just kind of touched on the basics of the enchanting table. Got my Fortune 3 pick. I did come down here in the mines and did some mining. So let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, I was able to get some stuff. I've smelted some of this stuff just so I'd have extra room. I did a chest for a little bit, but we got redstone, we got gold, we got diamonds, we got some copper, more gold, lapis, more copper down here, so on and so forth. Now today, I think we're going to cover a little bit on Mending, which is a book you're gonna have to get from a villager, or you can find it fishing. Probably find it in loot chests in certain areas. I'm not going to be an expert on that, so I usually get it from a villager. It's usually the easiest way to go. So, as you can see, I finished the mine off, my little layout. This is mostly where I got most of these resources. We'll just cover one side here. So I don't want to drag this out too much. Like I said, I brought this all the way down to 199, this is marked. Went ahead and did a couple hallways there and started marking the other ones. Like I said, I just made that really big square all the way around. Marked my hallways, so these will line up to the ones I marked in the middle. Yeah, there's a big old thing of lava above us right here. So. But yeah, I just want to show you some mining progress. Had that looting 3. I wanted to get some progress done. So you guys, I don't think you guys want to watch me mine. It's not that hard. Like I said, you don't have to do it this way. This is the way I do it. Everybody does it a different way. I mean, if you just want to make a hallway to a certain number, go over and come back down and keep zigzagging back up through there, that's fine. I do recommend you light everything up so you're not having you're not creating a mob farm down here. So when you come down here to mine again, you're not ending up with creepers, zombies, and everything else. Just keep things lit up. Mine, hey, do it your way. Do it the way I do it. I mean, I learned it from someone else, so it's however you want to do it. You don't even have to do it on this level. Like I said, if you went up to like 54, you'd probably stay above the lava. You wouldn't have to worry about it so much, but you're probably going to run into more caves. Either way, personal preference there. So what I'll do is get some stuff put away and get stuff prepped for our next little adventure. And I will just cut it here, and we will be back when we are ready to set off. I'll see you when I get back. And we're back. Now I got things put away. Got things kind of sorted. We're going to go over some boat mechanics real quick. You might just think it's a boat is a boat, but it does some pretty nice things that are very handy. It's good to have a little bit of knowledge on it. I ain't saying I know everything about them, but what I do know is helpful. Now, we're just going to pretend we're going to be moving villagers today, so we're going to pretend this guy here is a villager. Now, we want to be able to control this villager. Villagers walk everywhere. They'll go there. They want to go back to their village if you take them out of their village. So the way to prevent them from doing anything, put a boat down next to them and they get pulled in. This pretty much works with mobs like zombies, skeletons, just about anything. They will get in the boat if there's a boat near them and there's room for them in the boat. Now, like I said, there's 2 seats in the boat. So if there's room in the boat, they can get in the boat. So then you can just move them. Yes, you can use a boat on land. It's slow, but I think it's useful. So anyway, now That mob can't get out until you break the boat or you go ahead and kill whatever's sitting in it. But we aren't going to kill the dog, so. Alright, that part's done. Now, the other thing you want to watch out for is when you're exploring, you got your boat on the water, you're out here in the water, and you stop. See, drowned are going to want to come toward you. They'll actually start swimming up toward you. They can get in the boat, so you want to watch out for that. If you start taking damage when you're in your boat, you want to jump out and look. There might be something in your boat, because it's kind of hard to see, because this is about as far as you can only go 180 to 180 when you're sitting in the boat. Now you can change your view to third person, but that's kind of hard to do. When you're taking damage, you kind of get button happy. So yeah, watch out for that. They can get in the boat with you and they can kill you. So just be careful with that. Now another function the boat has, if you go into crafting here, you still have a chest and a boat in my inventory. So it's going to let me make a boat with a chest. Doesn't matter what kind of wood you use. Like I said, they'll just say oak or whatever kind of wood it is there in front. But you can see I already made one down here. You put that down, you only got one seat left. So exploring, these might be the things you want to use if you're not trying to move anything. Plus, you come back to your boat. Now, in order to access the chest, you need to crouch. Open it, put stuff in it. Dump all your stuff off at your boat and then go get some more stuff if you wanted to. The only thing you got to watch out for is when you come back to home and you jump out of your boat, say, well, I'm going to break my boat. Then all your items land on the ground. Say, now if you had room in your inventory, you'd pick them up. But say you had a full inventory plus your chest was full. Items are going to be sitting there. Now, as soon as they hit the ground like this, they got 5 minutes. As long as they're loaded in. Now, if I hurried up and left the area to where these weren't loaded anymore, they would sit there until I got back and loaded them in again, and the timer would start again. So that's the other thing you want to watch out for. Make sure your stuff doesn't despawn when it's sitting on the ground like this. It'll just disappear. So it's another thing to watch out for. Now, like I said, I was doing some exploring, getting the lay of the land, and I did find a village over there somewhere. And then I came back here because I knew I was going to be moving villagers. I did all the prep work beforehand. That way you guys didn't have to sit through me making a bunch of boring stuff. So, I made a little access so I can just drive my boat through here with the villager, and it's nice level, no height changes. Right here I made this to get the boat from the water onto the land. Because otherwise, you're just kind of doing that. Now, there is one other trick I can show you. But let's first, like I said, I made this little ramp here. So you just row your way right up onto the land. Nice and easy. You could also just turn around and go back. Your boat will just zip right in. Alright. Now, another thing you can do, you can put the water bucket in hand like I do. You just click right there, and whoop, you turn, pick up the water. So you add another step like this, and you can just, now boats are kind of squirrely, so be careful. You gotta kind of fight the current. Come on. Alright, we're gonna do this better. And like that. Alright. Like I said, boats are squirrely. That's why I made that thing I did. Because you don't want to waste too much time doing this. If it gets dark and your villager's in your boat, you're kind of exposed. So, alright, let's. This is a little river. Heading over here, I just kind of strolled down through here, trying to see if I could see anything on the land that I needed, like different biomes, landmarks, stuff like that. But as you can see, a lot of this is stuff we've already seen before. I just kind of just kept going. Now there's other little offshoots. That's that little flat area we've seen in a different episode. This kind of forks up here. Goes that way, and that way. I kind of went down each one. Ooh, there's a drown with a trident. But either way, I come down here, and if you look up there, you'll see buildings. Hopefully the video shows it. But that's what I was looking for. I was looking for another village. I know we already found that other one, but it was a pretty good village. I wanted to see what else was in the area. Now this village, as you can see, I've been through here. I've cleared up all these trees out, and I've done the thing so we can get the boats and stuff. So before, this was just all trees. And you see, you got a house here, and then you got this. I mean, this village is in a very hard to traverse area. So you got to do a bunch of jumping and all that good stuff. So I thought this was kind of the perfect village I wanted to take things from, because I'm not too worried about saving it, because it's just a pain to get around. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about taking stuff from this village. Now you'll see in here I got my villagers. These are the only, I found 4 villagers. 3 of them are actual villagers, and one was a nitwit. A nitwit villager is a villager that won't take a job. He's kind of useless. There is a way to turn him into a regular villager, but it's just pain. Unless you really have to, don't mess with it. I just killed him, because after I take these 3 guys out of here, there ain't gonna be nobody left. So, like I said, it's getting around this village was up here. It ain't too bad. You can see we got a nice big mountain area, a little waterfall over there, a lot of flowers. But I went through these buildings and I didn't find any chests or anything. I mean, I found like 2 workstations. There was a composter down there for a farmer. And we'll go over workstations more as we get into this. And then I found a lectern that was for a librarian, which was that building down there that I've made bigger to accommodate these buildings. See, it was just this first part right here. And then it was like 2 stories. So I chopped the top story off of it and then used everything to make this over here to make it bigger. You can see it's getting dark. I left the beds here. Never know. I may come back and tear this village down. You know, you get plenty of wood, torches and stuff. Or I may leave it here and I may decide to repopulate it. You never know. That's one thing about Minecraft. You can kind of set your own goals. I mean, maybe you want to make this village viable, but you're going to have to build a lot of paths that villagers can traverse. Because one of these villagers down here I found in a tree, because he had walked this way, and there was a tree right here, and he had, boom, fallen on top of the tree, couldn't get off of it. So I had to very carefully get him out of it without him taking any damage, which I managed to do. So now, let's go ahead and do what we came over here to do. Now, monsters can open doors, so don't think that's a deterrent. That's why I put the blocks up. Let's, yeah. Go ahead. Now, you'll see these guys just look normal. Stuff like that. Now, this is a lectern. It's a workstation for a villager. So if I put this down, see that guy connected to it, see his outfit changed. He's a librarian now. So that's how that works. So if I really want to make this easier on me, I move this guy over here. Now you want to make sure on a boat that you don't clip into the wall, because if the villager clips into the wall, he'll suffocate and die. So you got to be careful when you're working around blocks with boats. Here's some other stuff I found laying around. You know, saplings for me cutting down old trees and stuff like that. I didn't really need it, so I left it there. I'll come back and get it later. Right now, let's get this guy outside. You'll need a too wide space to get a boat through. We're going to go ahead and close this back up. Now, I could just take him down this here in the boat and we'd get down there. I mean, you have to be really careful not to go too fast because if you drop too far, he will take damage. You will too because it's like falling. It's just fall damage. So what I'll do is I'm going to put water. We're going to make us a water slide. You can see I went around, I got some dirt blocks, and I built this. It used to be just like a straight face cliff. You can see right there's the original. And then I just kind of tapered it down like that. So you might think it's a lot of work, but villagers are pretty much very overpowered in this game. So I don't even have to push forward. It'll just slowly take me down, or I can push forward. I'm not trying to go too fast because I can shoot off to the side. It's nice and easy. And there we are. Nothing too difficult. Let's go ahead and get these up here. Let's bring our bed down to our hot bar just in case. Like I said, if you just keep going in a straight line, your boat will pick up a little speed, but as soon as you veer just a little bit, it kind of slows down. But this is a lot easier than having to do a lot of other things. I mean, you could do mine carts with train tracks. You'd have to make a bunch of train tracks with iron and wood. Then get powered rails, you'd have to have gold and redstone with that. So this is just the least amount of resources needed to move this guy easily. So that's what I went with. This is pretty much my default for moving villagers. Just get in the water. That's the other reason I was looking for a village close to water. That other village was quite a bit inland, that first one we found earlier in the series, so I was kind of just looking around to see if I can find something closer to the water. As you can see, we're creeping back home. Now once we get him home, we'll get him set up, and then we'll start working on making that mending villager. And I'll show you all that. There's a couple different ways to do it. Just gotta get him there first. I know this probably isn't the most exciting thing, but just to show you that it can be done, and it's worth it. Just make sure get up in the you sleep, you do it in the during the day. Try to make sure your trip you can make in one day, or if you can't, you can make like little stops. Try to build a little area around your villagers so the monsters can't get to them and hurry up and sleep. Or you can just try and pull over onto the bank, put your bed down and sleep as soon as the sun touches the horizon. It works. But with there being drowned and the stuff in the water, you really got to be careful with that too, because the drown can get in the boat with the villager when you're not in it. So, and they will attack your villagers. Now that we're going these blazing speeds, we'll be there in no time. We're not that far away. All right. I kind of got a little area set up. I'm not sure how I'm going to quite get him in there yet, but it shouldn't be too bad. See how when you go off the edge, you kind of accelerate, so that's why you got to watch when you're going down a hill. You can just accelerate clear into a point where you're doing fall damage if you come down too fast. Alright. You mine real slow in your boat, so make a little too wide hole. Kind of got this little area set up for a villager. I want to kind of get him. So you'll see the boats clipping into the. See that? It's kind of clipping in. I can keep going and it would actually stick me in there too. But if you bump the boat too much, see, it'll keep going into the wall. You don't want that. So we'll go ahead and close this back up. Just for safety, I'm going to block this area a little bit. So when I break the boat, he has very little places to go. I want him in between, and where pretty much where his head is now. I kind of want him. We're just going to break the boat. Now he's stuck there. Now here's a little funny little fact. You'll see his forehead is pretty much touching that block. Villagers are taller than you. See, I can walk under here, but he can't walk underneath this trap door. So all I really needed was that trap door there. But I put these up just in case he, when you broke the boat, he didn't like get launched off the side, which has been known to happen. Now, you want to make sure you never hit a villager because that can affect things, stuff like that. I'm going to do a little. We're going to give this guy a job. And for mending, you want librarians. Librarians sell books, so you're going to want a lectern. Now, I found this lectern in that village. There he goes. Okay, now all you gotta do is walk up to him. You hit your L2. And he's selling a bookshelf, and you don't know what else. This is not good. You want this here to be one of these, and you want it to say mending. Price, well, you can determine that later. So I need some slime, some cobble, piece of redstone. Now, that's going to make a piston. The redstone, the iron, the 3 planks, and the 4 cobble are going to give you a piston. So go ahead and make that. Now we got a piston. Now if we come back up here, you see I got a slime ball. Now that's going to make a sticky piston. So it'll take the piston I just made and the slime ball, combine them, and I'll get a sticky piston. You see that down there now. Alright. So that's step 1. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and put that. Oops, okay. I'm going to crouch and place it right there. Now I want the sticky part facing here. Go ahead and break that out. I want the sticky part facing this lectern. Now, you cannot do this on Java, but you can do it on Bedrock, which I'm very happy for. So we got some cobble. We want to make a lever, which is just a stick and some cobblestone. Go ahead and make one of those. You'll put the lever. So if you're standing here looking at him, you just want to be able to see that lever, easy access, so you back and forth. And I'll show you why. So we turn that on, it powers the piston. The piston comes out. Now the sticky surface is attached to this. Like we said, this guy does not have a trade we want. So we'll go ahead and pull that back. You see he lost his job. Now he reconnects, and we got a different book. Not the one we want. Alright, so we'll do it again. He'll go through the process again. Not what we want. So, as you can see, it's just kind of a back and forth, back and forth. Literature. What we're looking for is mending. Mending 1, which is mending 1 is just the only one there is for mending. There's no other level. Just kind of flip it back and forth. this process. Now, another way you can do this, if you don't have the slime or the ability to make the piston, you can just place the lectern down. Break it. Place it back down. As you can see, it's not quite as easy because you have to constantly pick it up, reselect it, drop. I mean, it's just, that's how I used to do it until I found out this way of doing it. Now, this can be a very lengthy process. I've spent half hour or more doing this. See, Power 5, that is an excellent book. Wish I could keep it, but we can get it again later. See, Power 5, that's like what we got on our bow now. So if we want to make more bows, we can just come talk to a villager, spin it, and buy it. That's what villagers, this is the overpowered part of villagers. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this, and I will come back when we finally get our Mending villager. See you in a bit. Alright, welcome back. Now, we have our Mending villager. As you can see, got a Mending book, 30 emeralds. This is what we wanted. Now, you do not want to move this again until you do like this. Now, you'll see I grabbed some paper. Now, you take sugar cane, you can make it into paper. It's up here now. So you come up here to this block here, and you buy. You get an emerald for selling him paper. We can sell him more here. Go ahead and grab a bunch of paper. So now we got 9 emeralds. Alright, now, as you can see, this bar here moved. It was blank before. Now he's up to level 2. He goes clear up to level 5. Now as his levels go up, he'll get unlocked more stuff. You may get more stuff down here, but this is the one I worry about. This other stuff's just gravy. So I got the Mending. I got him locked in because I purchased something from him. I made a transaction. So now he will always be this librarian, and he will always have this Mending book. There's been very few times where this has changed on me, and it's probably just a game glitch if it did. So now we can break this lectern. You see, he keeps his job. So what I'll do is just put the lectern back there. Now the reason you want the villagers close to this is so once you make so many trades with them, let's go ahead and grab some more paper here. See that red X? He's locked. You've made your maximum amount of transactions there. Now you can still buy a book and you can still do this other stuff here. But this one with the paper is locked. I think it's like 16 transactions. We'll get you this. If I'm, I may be wrong. Could be 12, but we'll see. And this here, go ahead and break those two. I like to keep a sticky piston and lever just standing by just for such a use. Put our emeralds in there. Like I said, he's locked. Now, nighttime, we're going to go ahead and sleep. Ow. He's still locked. Now, you see he linked back up like that? That means he reset. But here's the thing. Supply and demand. You gave him a bunch of paper already, so his prices went up. You're going to need more paper to make emeralds. This will go back down in another day or so. So, don't get in a hurry with it. And there's still more we can do with him. We can turn him into a zombie. We can cure him from being a zombie. his prices will go down because you helped him, cured him. Now, if you do that 5, 6 times, his prices will be 1 piece of paper for an emerald and 1 emerald for this book, or 1 emerald and a book, blank book, for this enchanted book. All these prices will be 1. So that's the other mechanic. That's why villagers can be very overpowered. Because once you get enough of these guys and you get all of them on different books and different items, you can just go into your villager trading area and you can just grab pretty much a bunch of stuff that you need. And it's just right there. You don't have to go try and find it or explore or go 10,000 blocks that way to find another building to, because like I said, this world's infinite. We keep going, we'll find stuff, yeah, but why not make it easier? So if you lose all your armor and stuff, you just pull some more diamonds out of your chest, you can make more stuff, you get the books, and you enchant it. I mean, it's just going to be so easy that there's just no better way to do it. Like I said, this is very overpowered. I think it's a little too much overpowered for the game because it takes some stuff out of it, but it's not cheating. It's in the game. So, we're getting pretty long on our video today. I hope this helps. Like I said, I'm showing you things to try and make your life easier, to try to teach you the game. I mean, like I said, I'm not building like big houses and fancy stuff, right? I mean, I could build that stuff, but do you really want to watch somebody build something that anybody could build? I mean, I'm not that big design guy. I mean, I'm teaching you the basics of the game right now. If you want to go build, go build. Because like I said, it took me quite a bit of time to get all that set up over there. Just get this villager over here. I had to go look around and find that village and do all kinds of stuff like that. So you're not seeing the stuff in between, because I don't think that's the most exciting thing. I mean, you can go experience stuff like that for yourself. Right? This guide is more for people trying to learn basics. Stuff that you're not gonna just easily learn in the game. It's stuff you're gonna have to either experience or have someone show you how to do it. Because when I started playing, yeah, I had no clue. No clue at all. I mean, I was so lost. I kind of caught on to some of it, but I didn't. Yeah, it was just. I wish I had a nice, good guide. I mean, I finally found somebody to show me some stuff, but yeah, like I said, I mean, that's pretty much why I'm doing this, because, look at how we're living. I mean, we got this, and we got that little hole in the ground. I mean, this ain't a base. This is just, it's very minimal. This is really all you need. I mean, all that other stuff's gravy. You don't need fancy stuff to survive. The fancy stuff is just the stuff that you get motivated to do on your own. I mean, I want this kind of house. I want it to look like this. I want this kind of material. So you go off, you find that material. See, like I said, you got to set, you kind of want to set personal goals in this game, because there's nothing pushing you to another level. I mean, there's nothing. If you just want to run around and do whatever, that's what you can do. I mean, it's open world. Do what you want to do. Make the things you want to make. If you wanted to, you could take this whole mountain out. I mean, I've done stuff like that before. I've hollowed entire mountains out. Completely solid ones, not ones with caves already in them. It's a lot of digging, but it was just a personal thing. I wanted to do it, so I just went and did it. Don't be afraid to get vertical. Now, one last thing we'll cover, and then I'm going to sign off. This is a lightning rod. You can see I made some copper blocks out of all the copper we have. And the only useful, super useful thing I've found to use copper for is a lightning rod. Now on Bedrock, any lightning strikes that happen during a thunderstorm within 64 blocks of this lightning rod will be attracted to that lightning rod. So that will prevent things like my pigs being turned into zombie pigmen. You know, the pig hole used to be right here. I took it out. I killed them and took it out. So, like I said, yeah, that could have been prevented if I had a lightning rod. So, everything within 64 blocks is now safe from lightning. So, you don't have to make this big pillar like I did. It doesn't have to be copper pillar like this, but I figure, hey, I got the copper, I might as well use it. It's just sitting in my box doing nothing. It could be a wood pillar, it could be no pillar. You could put the lightning rod up there where that torch is. You could put it right here on the ground. Lightning's going to strike that rod instead of anything else around it within 64 blocks. So, hope everybody has a good day. I'm going to sign off here. Y'all have a good one.